Alright, so we got the WRX here. Just purchased it. Came with some wheels and exhaust, as you can see right here. The Noble Aeroflow Dynamic wheels, floor mats. It's a 2023, and so far I like it. I really enjoy the vehicle. I got a couple things I want to do to it, but the first thing I did so far, I put a carbon fiber license plate because I had the AutoNation on it. But basically what today's video is debadging the vehicle. So we're going to take the WRX off, the Subaru, and the all-wheel drive. And then you're going to need a couple things, as you can see right here. You're going to need a heat gun or a blow dryer. This is just one I found randomly in the house, to heat up the adhesive that's sticking on the badges. You could use some fishing line, as I have right here, or some high quality floss. You're going to need an extension cord if that doesn't reach an outlet. Some masking tape when you go to floss, or whatever you'd like to use so you don't scratch the paint. I went with this little pick. I got it from my Tiger dash cam. You can find these anywhere. Some people use a screwdriver or a flathead. I prefer not to do that in case it goes through the paint, then you're screwed. This, as you can see, won't do that. Microfiber. These are just a pack from Costco. And then you could use whatever you like, but I use Coach Chemi Ulix adhesive and stain remover. It also takes off paint if you get paint splatter on your vehicle. The first thing we're going to do is turn on the heat gun. I wouldn't be too close to the vehicle, just so you don't start bubbling or heat up the paint and warp it. I'd probably stay about like 6 inches back to a foot back, and that should be good. And then if you do need to, you can always go a little bit closer if it's not working. Just start a little bit further back at first. Go ahead, check it out. And as you can see right here, it's already, badges are already starting to move. The paint is pretty hot, so I'm not going to go further. I'm going to grab my fishing line, and we're just going to stick it right behind and just move it like that. It should come off. Now this car is a couple years old, so I am gonna get all this glue and stuff like that. You can just go with your thumb and most of it will come off, and then that's when you'll come through with the adhesive remover or isopropyl alcohol, whatever you like to use, and it'll come right off. Just like that. Like I said, this is a 2023, so it's only a couple years old, and it was sitting out till like, what time is it? It's 12 o'clock, so it was sitting out about until 11, so it was pretty hot outside at first, so it did have some time in the sun. Stuff you guys want to get through to warm up, which does make it a little bit easier. The older the car, the harder it is going to be, unfortunately, because the glue is going to be a lot more stuck on. So once we have that, I'm actually going to come through with this right here and press a lot of this upwards and off of the car. We're just going to go through and push some of this off as much as we can, without damaging the paint, of course. And then you could always put the badges back on at a later time if you like them, or you could buy new ones like off of Amazon. We got different colors and stuff like that. So once that's all, I'm gonna go ahead, if it wants to work. Oh, I forgot this is a bad nozzle. You know what? I will be right back. Alright, so we got what we needed. Had to fix the spray nozzle because it detached. I'm just gonna spray a little. And just gonna rub it over. If you need a little bit more, you can use a little bit more. Gonna heat it up a little bit more to help break down some of this. And it's really not that hard to do, as you can see. The older the car, a little bit harder it's going to be because the glue's set in a little bit more. But if you do this on a hot day, or you warm it up yourself, it's going to make it a lot easier. Alright, and then as you can see, perfectly taken care of. Now we do have a little bit of outlining from it, but we can just put a little bit of polish on that and it'll take it right out. So next you just want to go through the same process with all of these, and then with that as well, depending on what you want to take off. If you only want to take off one of them, then I would only do that process for one of them. And then I'm going to finish taking these off, and then I'll go back around and show you how to polish this out. Alright, so basically we came back and we took off the Subaru logo. I just wanted to kind of put this in here in case you weren't deciding on what you wanted to do, whether it was just take off the all-wheel drive and leave the Subaru, the WRX. You saw that, so now it's just the WRX left, with the Subaru taken away and the all-wheel drive. As you can see, there's no residue, there's no paint damage, anything like that. I'm gonna take the WRX off as well. I think just that badge being on there makes it look a little weird. But yeah, this is basically where we're at right now. I'm gonna take that off, and then, like I said, we'll come back. I'll show you how to polish all this outlining away, and then we'll all be good. So now that we have everything washed, as you can see, it's all clean, and we have our rag and we have our polish. Again, I like using Coast Chemi. You can use McGuire's, whatever you like. I like their products. So all we're gonna do is add a dab onto our rag, or if you want to use a polisher, you're not gonna need one, but if that's all you have, then go ahead and use it by all means. You're just gonna add a dab onto here. I'm using a medium compound, not a polish, just because I want to make sure all the residue and all the staining is going to be gone from that adhesive that was stuck onto there. All we're going to do, as you can see from an angle, you kind of see the Subaru right above my finger, and then from the side right here, in a way you can kind of see the WRX. So all we're going to do is add this on, and just, I'm a right-handed person, so I switch to the right, and we're just going to work it in. And as we can see, it is no longer there. We can't see it at any angle. We're pretty much all set. Same thing we're going to do for this side. We're going to flip it around, get our side that we had with the polish. Open it first, obviously. And then add about dime to a penny size. If you want to go more, you can. I put a little bit too much right here. And take the excess, and we're just gonna buff it in. Like I said, 30 seconds to a minute. If you're using a compound, that should work. If it doesn't, go a little bit longer, you might have to upgrade, depending on how long the badge has been on there again. Gonna go ahead, buff this out. So this is the aftermath of what everything looks like on the car. It's completely debadged from the back. I think it looks a lot better. All of the silver, whatever you want to call it, emblems, I think it makes it look kind of tacky. It doesn't really match with the car. So I completely I debadged everything. One thing I want to say, if you are using this, make sure you wear gloves and you're outside, because it does smell pretty bad. It will burn your nostrils and it will start to kind of like dry your hands out, as you can see kind of right here. Another thing is, I would do this in the shade, especially if you're using chemicals like this in a heat gun. I put an easy up, and it's just going to be a lot cooler to do. Another thing I wanted to mention is, make sure you wash the back of the car with some soap or wipe it down or something, so you're not scraping a bunch of dirt into the paint the whole time. And then once you're finished, I would also wash it before you go to kind of hit it with some polish, just because if you put alcohol or anything on the paint, you don't want that sitting there, especially if you're out in the sun, and it's just going to give you a clean surface to polish over. So as we can see, sorry, the glasses keep dying, there is no logo. If you want, like I'm going to do, just grab a detail spray or some protectant, throw it over it, and that'll protect it, and we should be good. But besides that, this is how it looks. I think it looks a lot better, and we'll just take a walk around to the car. I think the car looks great. I'm going to definitely be putting on a grill and everything like that in the future, but as of right now, this is it. Feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. Any questions you guys have, leave behind, and thank you for watching.